Quiet. Quiet, please.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Renewables. Minister, the CLP committed to supporting Territorians in easing cost of living pressures. Minister, can you please advise how the solar rooftop battery scheme and feed-in tariff will support our power system and provide relief to households with electricity bills?
Minister for Renewables.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for that question, because this is a great question, because it not only supports Territorians but also shows that the CLP is delivering on commitments during this election campaign. This is a policy that we took to the election, and the CLP had an astounding win, and we've got 17 seats in here because the CLP had a clear plan in this election. We were going to make the Territory safe, we're going to rebuild the economy, and we're going to restore our lifestyle. And that's what we've done, and this is another example of how we have lived up to those commitments. Madam Speaker, the CLP is committed to easing the cost of living pressures, and what we've done, unlike Labor, who I must say, they actually reduced the battery bonus. They come out at $6,000 and they say how good they are and how they look after Territorians and how they support renewables. What they did is they actually reduced the bonus. They actually made it harder for Territorians to get batteries to be able to operate their virtual power plant at home, because they reduced it. They cut it. It was 6, they brought it down to 5. We, the CLP, have taken it back up to $12,000, Madam Speaker. $12,000, Madam Speaker. And what that means, Madam Speaker, is if you're at home and you want to support renewables, you can have your solar system, and there's about 20-odd thousand people who've got that now, but you can now have a battery pack that will support your use during the night time. So it will ease the cost of living pressures, because during the night when you're at home and you're cooking and you're using your air conditioning and your ceiling fan, you can run off of battery power that you've stored during the day, which will reduce your power bills. Reduce your power bills, Madam Speaker, and that's what Labor failed to do. They failed Territorians. We know the crime rate's out of control. We know there's a cost of living crisis because this Labor government failed us, because just off the top of my head, I think it's $11 billion worth of debt in 8 years, $11 billion worth of debt. So it just goes to show, Madam Speaker, this Labor government have got no idea about cost of living. So the CLP are delivering our commitment. And the second part of that, Madam Speaker, is also going to increase the tariff feed-in rate during peak times, which is 3 till 9 p.m, up to about 18 cents per kilowatt. So if you're managing your system at home, Madam Speaker, and you want to export power to, again, reduce your power bill, you can do that. You can do that in the afternoon, Madam Speaker, because we are about supporting Territorians, easing the cost of living, and that's what this program will do. You'll be able to buy a bigger battery, and you'll be able to get some feed-in tariff back to reduce your power living, to make sure that your bank balance at the end of the day is easy, because then you can spend your money on your children's lunch, or you can go down to the shop and buy something and spend the money into the community, unlike the Labor government who just spend, spend, spend.